What makes a movie good? Is it the acting? The story? Is it all the elements combined, coming together to form a harmonious symphony? I think it's something much more simple. I think it's your subjective experience. Giant Spider Invasion is my favorite movie. It's not a perfect movie by any sense. In fact, most people might call it a bad movie, but to me, it's the best movie ever made. I was introduced to Giant Spider Invasion in early 2021. I was in a new city, living in a basement, fresh out of a breakup, and I was sick. I was feeling bad all around, and I wanted to watch some bad movies to make myself feel better. So I was looking up things like hilariously bad movies, and that's when I found it. I like going into movies as blind as possible, so all I knew about it was it's a horror movie made in the 70s, and it's called The Giant Spider Invasion. Sounds awesome, so I put it on. But what I didn't know was this movie would change my taste in movies forever. This video is brought to you by the like button. As with any movie, the first 5 seconds define the whole thing. We get some suspenseful music and an image of stars. What is that, the Milky Way? And then the title falls onto the screen. The Giant Spider Invasion. So already we know it's gonna be a little scary. It has something to do with space, and there's gonna be a giant spider that's invading. Where is it invading from? Probably space, since that's the first thing we see. After that, some credits roll, and we see a comet, which further cements the clue that this invasion of a giant spider is coming from space. I'm not gonna do a full breakdown, scene by scene, of the whole movie, because it's over an hour long, and you should really experience it for yourself, but I am going to give a recap of some of the best parts. So this is your official spoiler warning. There is spoilers of the movie in this video. So you get your ordinary cast of regular people. You get the sheriff, you get the head cheating husband, you get the depressed alcoholic wife, and you get the younger sister who everyone is interested in. Seriously, I think every man in this movie makes some kind of remark about Terry. And there's the scientists spouting meaningless science nonsense. And that's the perfect recipe for an amazing film. I think what makes this movie work so well is how fun it is. And apparently one of the main actors, Robert Easton, said during the filming, the only way it would be successful is if they play up the camp. And I think they did it amazingly. So a meteor crashes on Dan and Ev's property. So what does Dan do? He goes right to bed. The next day they investigate and they find some rocks. Dan tries to break open the rocks, and what does he find? A spider. No, actually he doesn't see the spider at all. It's a geode. But Ev starts seeing spiders everywhere. She's seeing spiders all over the house. But, you know, she's drinking a lot, and as everyone knows, if you drink a lot of alcohol, you start to see spiders everywhere.
Lay off the booze, Ev, and they'll go away.
So Dan thinks he hit it big. He thinks they're diamonds. He takes them to his cousin to get him appraised. He thinks he's gonna be rich, yada yada. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, there's a couple scientists trying to track down the source of the disturbance, which we know was caused by the meteor. So this NASA scientist is meeting the local scientist, and there's a little taste of good old-fashioned sexism.
You see, Dr. Vance, I'm afraid your appointment is with me. I'm Dr. Jenny Langer.
Oh?
So back at the farm, I'm gonna gloss over the part where Dan finds a dead body and he decides to bury it. And then later, when he's questioned by the sheriff if he ever saw the guy, he denies it. Ev finds a giant spider in her dresser. She gets scared. She runs out to the barn where another giant spider attacks her. And the effects here are priceless. As she's like laying on the ground getting attacked, you can see she's like moving the limbs of the spider to make it look like it's moving. The giant spider in this movie is amazing. Apparently they took apart an old Volkswagen Beetle and they welded this spider contraption together, and it was operated by children who are moving the legs inside of this giant spider beast thing. So Ev is missing and Dan doesn't even care. In fact, he tries hitting on Terry. When in doubt, hit on Terry.
I could, do things for you if you know what I mean.
You never did anything for Ev.
The spider attacks Terry. No, not Terry. Don't Actually, the spider's probably just trying to flirt with her, like everyone in this movie. I think one of the best parts of this movie is when all the townspeople band together to try to hunt this spider down, and the police officer tries to get them to stop, but they just blatantly ignore him to go chase down the spider. There's a great part where the spider attacks the local fair, and what a great juxtaposition of this wholesome small town fair and this giant spider attacking everyone. There's a night scene where the spider is attacking the downtown area, and it only needs to touch people to kill them. So the spider is getting more powerful. How are they gonna kill this thing? I think they need to bomb it. So they do. They bomb the spider, and that's it. That's the end of the movie. They bomb the spider to kill the spider. The bomb kills the spider, and the credits roll. It's kind of an abrupt ending, but that's the end. They bomb the spider and it's over. So I honestly think it doesn't get much better than this. Giant Spider Invasion has great pacing, memorable characters, and a fantastic story. And it came to me at a time in my life where I was feeling down, and it made me feel so much better. I was laughing, I was fascinated. What more could you want out of a movie? Flawless performances, great special effects. That stuff doesn't matter. In a world of flawless, big budget movies, I want something with a little character. These big Hollywood movies cast such a wide net. They try to be for everyone, but I think in the end, they're actually not for anyone. They try to be for every audience, every demographic, that I think they fail to connect 100% with any person. So that's why bad movies like this are my favorite. You could tell they put a lot of love and care into it, and just had fun making it. After I found Giant Spider Invasion, I went on a rampage of watching only bad movies, specifically bad horror movies, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Just like I had a lot of fun making this video. If you had a lot of fun watching it, leave me a comment. I love reading people's feedback on my videos. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.